What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, a long awaited video here. I actually had other plans for the truck today. This needs an oil change, but Advance Auto didn't have the stuff, and I don't have time to get to Ford to get the right things that I need. I know oil and filter should be pretty self-explanatory, but I need to get that. But I've been trying to really get videos back out to you guys, so I reached into my giant box. I actually have a lot of crap to put on this truck and something for the 6-liter when it's back, hopefully soon. But our friends over at Auxbeam sent out LED headlight bulbs and fog light bulbs. Coming soon. So today we're gonna get these in while it's obviously bright. You guys can see this is a very simple upgrade, nothing super crazy. I hope I don't have to pull these darn headlight housings out because they're actually the bottom bulb. And I didn't do this on the last truck, so I don't actually know. Now, this is not my first LED headlight install. However, it is my first LED headlight bulb with the guys over at Auxbeam, so I'm very excited about this. Actually, a really killer looking product. I'm gonna show it off before we actually get into messing with the truck. And I'm gonna timestamp this all down below, so if you want to just skip to the install, you already have picked your LED headlights, or you're really interested in these guys here, if I finish my thought. And also at the end, we will obviously show some low light settings. That film will be on my cell phone. It shows nighttime stuff much better than my GoPro does. So bear with me if the overall quality of that isn't as great. We did it on the LED light bar we just installed on this truck, and it came out pretty decent. Not quite as good as I wanted, but okay for the time being. Two things before we actually go check these headlights out. First, I have noticed sometimes when you put LED headlight bulbs in, just be careful. Sometimes you have to adjust up and down your headlight themselves. Sometimes they aim a little higher or lower. So just be aware of that. You might want to mess with that. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and drop those comments down below, guys. All right, sorry, my tripod is broken and I have not purchased a new one yet. Nice packaging, first off, well done. I do really like that. We have our first look here. I really like it. They look packaged pretty well. Also, guys, if you peep the hoodie, don't forget to get your 6-0 Bro merch. Well, they look pretty cool. Nice black and gold. I like it. Okay, so you got to pull this whole thing out because obviously there's some other stuff going on here. So here's the actual headlight bulb. Let's set this back in here for a second. We got some zip ties because obviously there's some other stuff going on. We got a nice decal here. Haha. And some little instructions. This is going to actually be one of the next things I talk about. That's nice they include these. Obviously, changing headlights is not rocket science, but one thing I have seen people do is actually mess up how they position the LED bulb. Whereas your typical halogen bulb goes in a very certain way and doesn't get messed up based on how the housing itself is set up. It's kind of dummy proof. On these, you have to kind of think a little bit. You need this. It's based on the way your housing is shaped, but typically they're meant to be pointing left to right, not vertical like that, but you want them sitting like that in your housing. Now, one thing that's newer is I like that these come off, allowing me to kind of position to rotate this however I need, so that makes things a little easier as well. And there's an O-ring there along with the weather seal there. Very nice little kit. I like it. Well done. Little module here and your pigtail to plug right in. I guess my hand was in the way for some of that. Sorry, guys. I like the little pamphlet that they actually kind of tell you some about the locking ring and such, so that's kind of nifty. Actually gives you half of an idea. And again, they show a picture here how you want the LEDs going to the 3 and 9 o'clock position. Do people still know what that means? I hope people know what that means. If not, look at an old school watch or clock, whatever. Anyway, so we have what we need to go. So we're gonna go pop the hood to this truck and find out just how much of a pain in the butt this is. You guys may or may not have seen the video with the new mirror lights on there. Let's check our LED light bar while we're here. Still working. I'm gonna mount that soon in the cab so I can use it. Not that I need to use it on the road or want to use it on the road, but I have it, so why not? And we gotta clean these connections up. This is a mess. Ignore this right now. This, well, this part looks kind of crappy. Do I really need to take the headlight out for this? No. All right, so first I want to say this is dumb. Second, I need to go see what the easiest way. I'm gonna have to put the camera down. I need to tinker for a little bit and see if we can find a way to do this without pulling headlights out, because I really don't feel like it. Because I think on these the grill has to come out. There's a screw here, and I believe there's like 2 here behind the grill that you can't see. I don't see any other ones popping out in here, but I believe there's 1, 2, and 3 here, and then there's just push pins, grommet style, to hold the headlight in this way. So I'll be back. I still don't feel like taking these headlights out, but they need to come out. So this is here behind the grill. It's big. It's very big. Some people don't realize there's actually a dual radiator setup. So there's a primary and secondary cooling system on these trucks. There are some differences year to year, what cools what, but just kind of a cool fun fact. Not everybody realizes that you actually have 2 radiators on these monsters. Here's our grill. So I was wrong. There's 4 10mm bolts. These other things stay on. And then there's these little plastic metal clips. There's 5 of them across the bottom. I found hitting this inner part here and pressing down helped pop it loose well. And actually you can see there's notches at each one, so you won't see the whole clip when you're doing it. And I just took a long screwdriver. Now, headlight removal, which we need to close this first and quick mark our garage door where the lights go. So we'll be doing that shortly. And I'm just going to put a piece of tape on it where the hot spot is. We're basically just trying to line that up. These guys here, line that up. Okay, so we have little marks here. That's where our spot, that's where the hot spot, there we go, on it was. So 1 10mm, another one there, and another one there, and then this should pop right out. So we're going to do passenger first and see how it goes. Now we took the old headlight out, which had a gasket that stuck on there. We took it off. This goes to the old headlight. Nothing really wrong with this, for the record. Just not quite bright enough. That being said, nice set of halogens goes actually a long way, but I do prefer LEDs. So we have a nice heat sink. There'll be a nice fan. The one thing you do want to try to mount this somewhere. There's double-sided tape in there. Clean the surface. I'm not sure where I'm actually mounting mine, but something to keep in mind. Yeah, not 100% sure, but regardless, it does need mounted. I guess I should say it might not need mounted, but for longevity's sake, it's a good idea. That being said, in my experience, these are pretty darn durable overall. These are plug and play. So do this one-handed. does not really want to go in for some reason. So far the one hand is failing completely. Alright, here we go. Alright, there we go. Alright. So, there we are. Now let's check to make sure it works. And we have light. So, let's see how this looks. So, now this isn't exactly in place, but it's close to how it'll fit. I just want to say it looks a little low. I'll probably leave it alone tonight just to see how it is, just because these do tend to be more annoying to people. Now the high beam is, so the high beam is very close to where the high beam is on the halogen, so that's good. And again, our hot spot isn't too far off. I'm going to probably leave it alone, at least for tonight, for the first drive, just to make sure it's not like super in people's faces. Now let's get this project wrapped up. We're going to re-secure this guy and then this guy, and we will determine if at some point these need adjusted. Actually, don't know how to adjust these, to be quite honest. And actually, they might not need it now that I think about it. This might actually sit up a little more once I get it secured in. Now, do remember, you want your new LED vertical, not horizontal, because if you see the way the lens is shaped, it's side to side. Like these are vertical, you want your LED vertical. That's typically pretty standard. I don't know if I've ever seen one shaped the other way, but basically you want it to match the reflector in your vehicle. Okay, so this is obviously back together now, and it is almost dark out. I'm going to quick start changing my oil here before it gets too much darker, and then we will show you guys the vehicle all done and some night shots, so stay tuned. Alright, so I'm not sure if my voice is going to get picked up on this because you're kind of far away from me, and sorry if it's a little bumpy of a picture here, but here we are. These are the low beams, very super bright. I do have them angled down slightly just to kind of make sure that they're not in people's eyes. But as you can tell, I can see very well, and we'll see how the high beams show up. And there you can see the high beams give very nice throw. I still have great brightness down in front here, and the high beams send that throw very far. Again, we'll turn this off. And then bam. So I really like how they throw. These are an excellent design. I really truly feel like they do a very good job of capturing a similar picture to what just halogen bulbs do, just in a much better way. I mean, the amount I'm able to see at a distance with the high beams on is absolutely fantastic. They still have a nice cutoff line. They're not just shining bright. Or I've had LEDs I've tried from other brands in the past that shined up way too high, and I just always had issues with the beam pattern. And I feel LEDs have come such a long way. Truly, these are super nice. Again, I'm driving on a back road. There's virtually no lights anywhere, maybe a house light here and there. So this is a very dark road, and I have great visibility. And again, out to the sides. Look how far out to the sides I can see on either side. Again, we'll turn the low. These are the low beams here. Still, again, great visibility, but the high beams, you can see that extra little bit. Now, in town, I did drive behind a friend, and I called them to ask how is it driving in front of me, and they actually said it wasn't that bad, which is a good thing, because we don't want to blind other drivers. It means that Auxbeam has spent a good amount of time designing these LEDs to have great driving characteristics, so we get great visibility and we still get something that's not upsetting every other driver on the road. So I really like that about how they're set up. Now, I can't remember if they were looking like they were shining a little, I feel like they were shining a little low when I tested them out, but not bad. And honestly, I think I'm going to just leave them alone. I don't feel a need to adjust at all. Again, I'm just switching through from high beam and low beam. Very, very happy with how these came out, guys. So there you have it. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Affiliate links down in the description below. Highly recommending this product here. Again, we'll be doing a similar review with the fog lights, and I gotta tell you, it'll be super impressive if the fog lights can actually show up with how bright these lights are down here. I'm very interested to see how they will do, considering just how much spill I have right here in front of the truck and I'm able to see so well. And again, even here, very good visibility right in front and down the road. So very excited. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you in the next upload.